So I'm gonna start going live. I think it's already on live. Alright, let's have a look at this, see what's going on. Good connection. Right, hey, what's up traders? Welcome back to Forex Gym. My name is George and we have the live daily Forex analysis for 31st of March 2020. So we're gonna be analyzing 4 currency pairs, which gonna be, let's go to the Word document. So I'm gonna start with the US dollar against Japanese yen, followed by euro against Australian dollar, US dollar against Canadian dollar, and we're gonna finish off with a euro against US dollar. You can ask me questions if you want any currency. If you want me to analyze any currency, I will do that. So this is the 4 currency for I'm gonna analyzing. So we're gonna jump into the wrong one. So the MetaTrader. So I've got this chart already up, which starting with a US dollar against Japanese yen from the daily charts. So let's have a look at. We have a closer. So we had this downside for the last week, the 26th and 27th. For the last week, we had these nice bearish candles, and now when the price came down, it took out. Is it taken out? So the price came down and took out these down to this low where the actually we can take off this trend line. No, let's leave it there because it might return to that trend line. It doesn't look that way now, but so the price came down, take out this low, and it got just about, it's very close, came down to this low, and we have also these lows down here, but I did not manage to take out these lows. So now we see that the price is retracing, it's going up again, but the way it looks like, it doesn't really show me that much strength. So the price came up to these highs here. We see these highs, and now it doesn't really demonstrating much of a strength that the price wants to go and break out these highs. But then again, it can happen. So I'm still looking for this one more of a short side, at least for the short term. So I'm waiting for the price to push a little bit higher where I've got this market here, which is up to this high. So it needs to push a little bit higher, which is at 108, around 108.80 zone. And then I would be looking to short it, and of course that depends how the price is going to come up. If it's going to start showing a lot of bullish strength, then I might just take a step back and wait, see what's going to happen. So another reason is we have this 4-hourly high here, and we also have this weekly pivot which is not tested yet, so that should act as a decent resistance. And we also have this daily R2, which should it's a decent resistance for, we got three random evidence that the price can stall there and start falling down. But then again, that's a probability, but that's what I'm waiting for now. If also it sets up, so far it's going pretty good. Okay, it shows it looks like it has a much strength in here, but this is only a 15-minute chart, so it's only a smaller time frame. But it does look that you want to push higher, and then if it starts showing too much of a strength on the higher time frames, then I will be looking to maybe wait. So for now, if the price comes up at around We said 180, around 180, 80 to 90 area where we got this, was near to this pivot. So it's actually kind of 20 pip. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, around 108, 80 to 10900, around that 20 pip range. Then I would be looking to short it. Depends how the candle is going to perform as well. So if we get on to, let's take the medium, let's call it a 108.90. If we get onto the 108.90, then we would be looking 20 pips. Won't do it on this one. You might need, yeah, on this one you need about 30 pips for the very minimum. 30 pips stop, maybe even, let's have a look. 20, yeah, 30 pip stop will be good on this, and then we will be looking to run it towards, let's have a look. This 107.30 looks good, so we're coming to the prior lows down here, which is decent. Normally price likes to come down and retest the lows, and then depends what the price wants to go. Is either going to continue falling or it's going to turn around and go to the opposite direction. But generally price likes to come down and test the lows. So for now, if we take 108.90, we got 30 pips, 108, yeah, 108.90. We run it to 107. It's about 107.30 zone with a 30 pip stop. 108. Okay, 108. So it gives a very good risk reward on that one. So you can even use the 40 pip stop. But then again, if you watch my videos, I do not like to have a bigger wide stop losses because it affects the risk reward. So I'd rather have tight stop and get stopped out and take another trade. And then have a tight stop again, but the bigger risk rewards. And if that trade works out, then I'm gonna have a very good risk reward, and at the end that will make money. So that's where I'm waiting for these currencies. So if it starts pushing for another, was it 35 to 40 pips, then I'll be eyeing on that. I've got my notification. So let's bring it a bit down, because I do sometimes like to depending on the trade, but sometimes I need to observe a bit more, so that takes a bit more time. So this is for US dollar against Japanese yen. Now we're gonna switch to, what was that? Euro against Australian dollar. Euro Aussie. Let's look at the daily time frame. So Euro Aussie is, it does not really look. So the price came down and tested this, was a horizontal line. Wait, what was the reason I put that horizontal line? It was something. Oh, we got these monthly lows down here after it broken. So the price is returning this horizontal line where the monthly lows are. So for now, as of the short term, it's still looking towards downside. And if we look at this 4-hourly chart, so the price came down, but the way the candles are constructed, I do not really like. Let me just bring up a snippet. That will be easier for, oops, full snip. So the when the candles, when it's a good retracement, the candles generally do. So let's say like if the price is going, oops. Let's excuse my terrible drawing. So if the candle is, let's say the price is going up, and then it has a retracement, generally comes down something like this. But we can see that this is going like very diagonally like this. It's coming down like this. It doesn't look good. So there's a good chance of this one, the price might just go turn around and start going higher. It might take some news to do that. I don't think there is any major news coming out today. So it did affect it for because we had the Chinese manufacturing PMI, so it had this spike. We've seen this spike in here at 1 a.m. UK time. So it had this spike, and actually I suffered a stop on that. I had a stop loss, but it was not in euro against Australian. It was on a New Zealand dollar. It affected the same way for the Australian and New Zealand dollars, and I think it was the euro as well. So this spike created because of the manufacturing PMI from the Chinese. I don't really I'm not really sure. That could be not very honest PMI, but then again, it did affect the markets. So for now, what I was looking when I checked this earlier, it was about an hour ago, I was looking for the price to come up where the level is at the moment. We got this trend line. This is also the, let's see. So we created this spike. Actually, it's also a 4-hourly trend line here in play. Let's go to, there we go. So it's a similar one. So we got this trend line. It's a 4-hourly trend line still in play, and the price is coming up. We got this low, but I thought it's gonna turn out. So the price came out, tested this trend line, and we had this 1-hourly low here. So the prior low, and the price having a reaction. It did not really give me a setup, so I tend to wait a bit more. I generally use the shorter time frame to get on, like 15-minute or the half an hour charts. Definitely not on half an hour. So for a 15-minute charts, it did not really give me that setup, so I would wait a bit. I want to see a bit more for this currency. Either shows me a bit more weakness if it wants to go to downside, or if it wants to go up, I want to see a more strength coming in and start going a bit more aggressively towards, well, at least maybe down up to these highs at 170, was it 179.70. So it's quite far away, but then again, these currency moves a lot. So it might just take even less than an hour to get there, depending on if there's going to be a decent volatility. But this currency generally moves then a lot of other currencies like euro, dollar, and the other major currencies. This one and British pounds and Japanese yen, these two move quite a lot. So for now, I want to see a bit more. Rather, the price starts coming down and shows more bullish, the bearish strength, then I will be looking to go short. But for now, it doesn't really convince me that it wants to go lower. So now we see that the price is kind of pushing it, but because we have another 40 minutes, just over 40 minutes before this candle is closed. It's still a bit early to say. So ideally, either way, if it decides to break higher, then I would be looking to get onto the long side. So where was this? So we got just above this, the pivot. Let's see if it breaks. This one is a bit too close, maybe. If the price comes up, so let's broke. If it breaks this 1-hourly, kind of semi broken, but it has 1, 2, 3 on a fourth touch. It's kind of broken. It broke, but then it returns and it started continue towards the handrail, this trend line. So it has not really completely broken this trend line here. So I want to see that happen, and then I would be looking to get on to the long side. So if the price comes up and the candle closes nicely, I do pay attention a lot how the candles perform, and I think a lot of traders should do if they want to survive in the markets. So if the price comes up and shows strength, then I would be looking to get onto the retracements. Let's say if the price comes up near to these, around these zone, and they will have a retracement, then I will be looking to get onto the retracement somewhere down to one of the lows, depending how the candles are performing. So some of these lows, but first we need to see more strength, then the price going up, then a retracement. So this is still in place, so I can't really just say that, okay, if it does this and this, then I'll be looking to get in, like on the US dollar against Japanese yen. It's kind of already in play. I'm just waiting for that that entry. Right, so let's move on to what we had, the next currency, US dollar against Canadian dollar. US dollar against Canada. Where is it? Oops. Right, US dollar against Canada. For the daily charts, we got this. So again, the price did that move for the last week. It put these nice bearish candles, and now we have this bounce here. Of course, that looks like a kind of bigger retracement of the retracement of the bigger trend up, but then now it's starting to look a bit weak. So let's go to the shorter time frame. Okay, now it's kind of, no, it has not managed to break its weekly pivot yet. So this is a 4-hourly. If this 4-hourly is still far away to close, it's got another 3 hours and 40 minutes before it's closed. So it's not confirmed yet. Let's go to an hourly chart, see what we have. I do want to see a bit more movement on this one. We see that on, this is an hourly chart, we see that the price is just going chopping around up and down, so it does not really shows that hand that where it wants to go for the, as of the short terms are concerned. So I do want to see either price breaking higher or start breaking down, maybe come down and break this daily pivot down here, which is a 141.19 area. So it's around 60 pips away. Or if the price shows some strength and comes up, maybe it has a reaction on this daily R1 42.26. So if the price comes up on this and has a reaction on this daily R1, but I do want to see a strong bullish candle, then I will be looking, and if it closes that way for this an hourly chart, so it has about 40 minutes to do that, so it can definitely do that if it comes up and closes strongly bullish, and if it retraces after that. This is a good area to get in where the price is at the moment. But first I want to see a bullish strength and nice 1 hourly strong bullish candle to close. Then when the price retraces, and if it retraces down to these lows, that's a very good area to get onto the long side. So either you can run it to this 4 hourly 42.70 zone. We can use this as a target. Let's see, that's a bit too far away, so let's use the 1 hourly. So this is, yeah, this is a good area, so 42.70, but then it has to do quite a bit of work to demonstrate that strength. So far it's sitting as a doji right now. And if the price comes down and shows more strength, maybe even if it does the same thing on the, so let's say price come down to this lows, which is at 41.40 area, then I would want to see the same but bearish candle again, the strong close on that one. And if it then retraces to the highs, let's see how far it is. So 141.40. This is a bit too far. This does not look as good as the one towards long side. So if the as I mentioned earlier, if the price comes up and closes nicely on the daily R1 and it has a bit of a retracement, then there would be better entry. It looks better on that one rather than for the short side. That will not look as good on the short side because it's still a bit far away for the yeah, that's a bit too far even for here. That one was a 141.67. This is about 40. 27. It's actually quite the same, but I do like more for the, it looks better on the bullish side rather than the bearish side. Maybe because of these candles, I don't particularly like its highs, but it does not look very good. Rather than just down to these lows, you got multiple lows down here, 1, 2, 3, and even 4. This small low down here, so they are more looks more strong for me rather than towards the short side for now. So if it changes, maybe if it comes down and breaks this daily pivot, that will be stronger rather than just coming down to these lows. So I'm gonna see and analyze what's gonna happen on that one. So I want to see more action from this currency. And now let's move to, oops, that's me. Okay, not that one. So euro against US dollar. Let's move to this currency. Euro. They keep changing, so sometimes it's a bit annoying. Right, euro against US dollar. I did say on my analysis for the day analysis yesterday that I got onto, actually I filmed that on live as well, so I got onto the, I believe that was a long side, but as we can see if you follow me, then the price came down and stopped me out. So I took 2 trades yesterday, both of them end up losing, but it's only a fraction of loss, so it does not really makes a huge difference. So that's why you have to limit your how much you risk per trade. So if you risk let's say 40% of your capital, then it only takes 2 losses and then you're down by 80%. So that's not good. I know a lot of people do that, and that's one of the reasons that people wipe out their accounts if something happens, like was it last week or week before on a euro against Aussie, we had this flash crash, which the pair covered 1,000 pips within an hour. So that would be, I think a lot of people lost on that trade in there. So let's analyze this euro against Aussie. So the price came up and it tested, it got pretty close to these highs. It has not really taken out any spike high. We got these highs here, but it did not quite get there yet. So we had these multiple highs, but it just came very close. And now we see this. We see these prices coming down for today and yesterday. We see this bearish strength for now. So I was waiting for the price to I can't remember, it was a long, yeah, the price came down and I think I took the trades down to this area. It was 110.80 towards the long side, but then price rolled over and stopped me out. So now this price came down to these lows and it's still continuing to go, probably gravitate towards this weekly pivot, which has not been tested yet. If the price manages to break this weekly pivot, and certainly if it starts breaking this 4-hour this spike low down here, then certainly I will be looking to get onto the short side. But for now I do want to see more for this today. For today it does not look, it's more like a waiting game for today, for me at least. So I checked all the other currencies as well, and it's more or less the similar patterns, and it's more like waiting. So okay, I'm waiting for the price to get there, and then I will be looking if it's going to set up to get onto either short or long side, depending what currency was that. So same situation here, that I want to see the price come down, break this weekly pivot, and if it shows enough strength and continues, and certainly if it breaks this spike low down here. So ideally, let's say it comes down here at 109. It was 109.10 and it closes good, then it will have a retreat. Actually, let's have a look at the hourly chart to see what we have in here. Yeah, so it's sitting at this daily S1, but it's already tested it a couple of hours back and is coming down for another test. So there's a good chance that it's going to break that daily S1 and continue. So this is this 4-hourly spike low. This is the same one. So I do want to see break of this low, and then I would be looking to get onto the short from a short side. That depends what he's gonna do. Let's analyze this 109.55. This is a bit too far as well. So I do want to see this currency to come down, maybe down to. Okay, it does not. If it comes down to around this daily S2, so we got 109.31 around that, and closes nicely bearish, then we'll be looking to go up to these. We got these lows here, we got these two lows, and we got this spike high here, and it's also very close to this spike high here, so that should be acting as a good resistance. And we have also this spike low down here, so that should be acting as a good resistance if the price comes down and down to this daily S2. If not, then if the price, okay, the price needs to do a bit more for the upside, because it came down quite low now. So if the price starting to go higher and maybe break this lower horizontal line, which is this high and lows down here, then I will be looking to get onto the long side. But for now, it's looking that the price wants to roll over. So it just, again, the waiting game and see how it's going to perform with the other currencies as well. So that's my analysis on that one. So I can't really discuss now what will be the stop losses, because it still needs to play out a bit more. So I can't really say. I can say the stop losses, but it won't be as accurate as the first currency I analyzed, for example, because that's a specific entry I'm waiting, so that's much easier to know already what stop to look for, rather than just when the currency is still developing and it's not playing out yet. So it has to do maybe after a few hours it will do it, but for now, again, we see that the EURUSD is coming with more strength, and it's trying to break this trend line. Maybe we can go to this 4-hourly a bit further down. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Now let's have a look at. Oops, that's one. This one. So I think that will be it. So no more questions, and let me see if I have anything. So I covered all this 4 currency. Yeah, I think that will be it. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. I'm making a live daily Forex analysis from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. UK time. I also make the weekly Forex analysis. I'm still testing whether to do live or to do just record it and upload it. But I'm definitely doing for the live daily Forex analysis Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Also, I'm doing more videos about what can improve your trading. So I'm making videos at least once a week about the psychology topics, or anything that will help you to improve your trading, and of course improve your profits as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you in my next video tomorrow at 8 a.m. UK time. Have a great day.